Kickin Monday, you guys. Welcome back. We love these days. Every time I edit these videos, I'm smiling through the whole thing because it's just my thing with
sweet
a side of you.
It's like a burger and a side of potato salad.
Salt and pepper.
All right.
Soy sauce and barbecue sauce. Shrimps and prawns. We
Oh,
can keep
boy.
going.
Oh, there's shrimp on the barbie. All right, let's do this.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Oh, this is comfy. I put my feet up on the other chair. I like this. So we switched sides. One of you recommended that we switch sides, so we thought we'd give it a shot and try. Is this better? Do we look better? Do we look thinner? You're just not, you're not paying attention to me on camera.
Yeah, I am paying attention. I'm just getting into the groove of it.
Let's get started. Thank you guys for your questions. If you're new to our channel, some of you are new, welcome. We are so happy you're here, and we absolutely love this thing that we call Debt Kicking Monday. And it's a question and answer time. We take your questions. So if you have any budget related questions, go ahead and leave them down below in a comment, and then we pull those for next weekend's video, next Monday's video, and then we make this episode, these segments out of it. So, okay, first question. You can go ahead and read since you were studying.
Oh,
go for it.
I am 60 and I've been retired for 2 years. I've never been married and have no children. Have a good emergency fund and became debt-free back in December of 2014 when I paid off my car. Here's my question. I have 6-year-old twin godsons entering first grade and would like to regularly, once a month, put away money towards their college expenses when they get ready to go. Do you have any suggestions on how to set that up?
That's a good question.
I'd say at 529, right?
Yeah, 529, is that only for our state though?
I think each
Are
state
they called
has
different somethings?
I think each state has their own college savings plan. Ours is called the Oregon 529 plan, and it allows you to put $2,000 $2,000 a year per child that's tax free.
It grows tax-free,
Grows free.
and the kids can pull it out tax-free.
Yeah.
It's earmarked for college, so they have to.
Yeah,
use
like you
it.
can't cash it out and give it to them to make a down payment on
No.
the mortgage when
It
they
is
get married.
just for college.
No, it's,
but it's free money.
Yeah.
Like free interest and no tax when they pull it out. Which the rate we're going, everything's going to be taxed. So
Yeah.
to get an option where they're not going to be taxed is awesome. That's
so I don't know
what we
where you
recommend.
live, but obviously look into it and
Look
see what
into
your state
College
has.
savings plan that your state has. I wanted to ask this question. We have had to put a lot of money into our van, and I'm not sure how much long it's going to keep working. It's a 2006 with almost 300,000 miles on it. Every time we get money saved up the van, or my husband's car needs some work done on it. Every time we get some money saved up the van, my husband's car needs some work done for it. Sorry, I totally butchered that. My question is, if the van stops working, would it be okay to get a loan for another used van? We couldn't just use my husband's car. We are a family of 6. Our one daughter has special needs and needs to be hooked into the seat so she can't get out of her seat. I am talking like a $5,000 or maybe $6,000 van, and no, we don't have the $1,000 emergency fund saved yet. That's okay. I hope our van will make it to 300,000 miles.
Oh, it will.
We just turned over
We just hit
150,000.
150.
And I'm like, okay, honey, how much longer till we have to start sinking money for a new van?
I'm thinking, boy, she's just getting her
She's just getting warm.
brow sweaty. I mean, she got all like, it's halftime.
I'm gonna take your word. I'm gonna take this example. Well, that's awesome that you got so many miles. Okay, so you're planning. Okay, my question to you, and this is kind of tough love. If you can't save the money for your future car now, what makes you think that you can afford the car payments then on a new car? New you, even if it is $5,000 to $6,000 for the new one. What makes you think you can afford the payments if you can't save for it now? Like, that's a tough question you have to ask yourself. And maybe it isn't a $5,000 or $6,000 van that you get. Maybe it's what you can save. And I mean, what would be your advice to them?
I kind of agree with that. I mean, if you guys are having a hard time getting your $1,000, then it would be a hard. Even if you did a small loan, which I don't advise doing at all, but even if you went that route, I don't think you could afford the payment if you can't put $1,000 aside over time. My thought would be, milk the van for another, say, 6 months. and put whatever money aside you can for the 6 months, and then sell your van for $500,000 cash in 6 months. Take that money plus whatever you set aside and put that into another car. That's going to lower mileage.
Yeah, that's good. And we recommend that for people who are just so bent on getting a car payment and getting that new car, whatever it is that you want. Practice, like do a dry run for 6 months where you sock away your car payments that you would have. And then, so in 6 months, not only would it help you with your down, but you would see if you can actually handle those car payments. Because there's nothing worse, right, guys, than getting into car payments and realizing you can't afford it once you're stuck in that car and you owe too much that you can't get out of that car. So do a dry run.
But the other flip side of it is, if you got a 2006 and you've put all this money into it, you know, you might be at that point too where if you just put a little bit more money into it, it might last you another 100,000 miles. You know, I don't know what keeps breaking on it, but
300,000 though is kind of the, I don't know either. Probably the whole thing.
Depends.
I would think. I don't know. So yes, good luck, guys. Where do you go to do a basic will that doesn't cost a ton of money? I still need to do that. Thanks. We do too. It's a long-going process to do a will.
It's
uslegalforms.com, and it's actually recommended by Dave Ramsey. We bought the whole thing for like $40. 45 bucks, and it is a very in-depth, thorough will.
Yeah, it was your living will, your last will, and your power of attorney, and your executive plan or executives. I can't remember the word. So you get. I got 2 documents, she got 2 documents, and then there was the executive plan, which was 1 doc. So we got 5 documents for $45, and they just emailed it to us.
It was cool. And it's a progressive project, as long as you're doing it.
Yeah, and if you print it all out, it's probably thick, about an inch thick. So it's very detailed.
It takes time. The first time on our channel I shared, let's do this in 30 days. And then, like, our will started before even Tennessee was a thought.
Yeah.
And now she's 20 months old and we're still working on it. But the good thing is we get to add her to it. So, right? There's just big things that I keep going back and forth and praying on that I'm not quite sure how to handle.
Yeah.
Involving money and children.
So would you say uslegalforms.com? Mm-hmm. There you go.
There you go. We are almost ready to move on to baby step 3. Woo woo. We should soon be starting our 3 to 6 months expenses fund. However, our kids are growing up before our eyes and we feel we need to make memories too. They're 17, 16, 14, and 12. My husband wants to buy a caravan so we could take weekend trips and use for holidays. I am torn as I really want to stick to the plan, but I know that the kids are almost grown and want to make memories too. Do we just need tough love and to stick to doing our baby step 3? Help. Okay. Well, this is an easy solution. I don't know why you've been stressing. Maybe it's complicated for you.
What? I don't think so.
I think we're going to have 2 different answers. You go first.
No,
and
you
then
go.
I'll go. Okay, so your kids are older, and good thing, caravans don't cost very much money if you buy them used.
Mm-hmm.
Their minivans, guys, are a dime a dozen. They are everywhere. And
we found out when we were looking for ours like 5 years ago.
And they're good. Like, our family has bought Dodge Caravans and run them into the ground, and they have survived.
Yeah.
So, minivans do not need to cost a lot of money. We're on baby step 3, which is the beautiful thing. If you choose, you can leave your $1,000. I don't know how much you have, or you will be starting your 3 to 6 months. You could keep your emergency fund at $1,000 until you save up a modest amount to pay cash for a minivan. Like something you could do over the next 6 months or so. Or however long it takes you.
I was just say that's kind of what we did. I mean, we evaluated where we're at, where we're going, how long have we been eating the beans and rice and not been doing anything, and we were our kids aren't as old as yours, obviously, so, but we looked at it and we're like, wow, we haven't really done anything big for like the last 5 years. It's been great. We've gotten traction and gone a long ways. But we looked at it and we're like, wow, we haven't really taken any vacations, we haven't traveled, we haven't gone anywhere, we haven't done anything, and the kids are grown up, like you said, like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we did. We hit baby step 3, kind of hit the pause button for a little bit, taking a little bit of time off, hitting some vacations and family time with the kids, and then we'll pick her back up. So
and it's a great way to go. Definitely. Yes, and that's why we say that the Dave Ramsey plan isn't the end all, fix all, be all, do all.
It's a great plan.
You can modify it. That's the beautiful thing. You can modify it to make it not too much strain, but you can definitely focus on the things that are important to you and pay cash for those things.
I would say baby steps 1 and 2 are nose to the grindstone. You need to do them ASAP. But once you hit baby step 3, I think maybe you could revise it to fit your family's plan, whatever works the best for your family, your plan.
But not too much.
No, you don't want to stop. But I mean,
that has happened to people.
If things like this come up, I think that family time and holidays and stuff, it's important to do.
Definitely.
I'm not saying just go free willy here and not do anything, just blow your money the rest of your life now. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, totally. I knew what you were saying. This isn't a question, but something that I wanted to share. I loved this comment, that I thought I would read it. I had a recent travel experience where I used only my debit card and cash. I drove with my sister and 2 kids from Southern California to Northern Washington. I waved at you guys as I went through Oregon, but you didn't see me. To tell you the truth, if you hit us up or sent us a message or an email, we would have been 15 minutes to the freeway.
Yeah.
We could have just like hugged you on your way up going north. I would have loved that. So if you make that trip again, make time. It won't it'll just a hug is 5 minutes. We will not hold you up. We won't hold you up very long, I promise. Planning for my trip, I made several envelopes with cash. Number one, meals out. Number 2, extra fun. I wasn't sure what activities we would be doing with my friends, so this envelope was a only use if needed envelope. Number 3 was gas. I put some of my gas money in cash and left some in my checking account so that I could be flexible. Most was paid in cash, mainly to limit exposure of using my debit all over the place. Then for hotel rooms, I was able to pay for my hotels in advance through Priceline.com. 5 nights total in 3 cities. However, when you actually get to the hotel for your stay, the hotel will place a hold on your checking account that is equal to the cost of your stay. Well, most of us just don't have an extra 5 nights worth of hotel stay money sitting around in our account, so what to do? It occurred to me that I could use my trusty $1,000 emergency fund as a temporary measure. I simply transferred my $1,000 to my checking account before we left. Then, as all the holds hit my account, the money was there to cover it. For anyone reading this who doesn't know, you aren't ever actually charged for the hold unless something goes wrong. But you should have money in there in case something happens and you do somehow get charged. When I returned home and all the holds cleared, I simply transferred the $1,000 back into savings. It allowed me to travel and not worry about the hotel stuff. I had also decided that it was a good idea to have that emergency money in my checking account anyway, so that if a true emergency had happened, I would not have to worry about accessing the money other than handing over the debit card. I also agree that Dave is not the end all for money, but his program has helped a lot of people. I think you have to work it as laid out, but as in most things in life, allow for a bit of flexibility. My husband and I have been debt-free for several years thanks to his program and have maintained an emergency fund. We are still working on our 3 to 6 month savings, which has been slow, but we will get there. Good job!
See, right there is living proof. We've said it before, we'll say it again. You can travel without a credit card.
You can. In fact, we have a holds on the reservations for Vlogger Fair in Seattle right now.
Yeah.
And so you totally can do that. I love that comment. And anybody, if you're traveling up and down I-5 going through Oregon,
it
would be awesome. We would go out of our way to meet you in the freeway somewhere. We would love that. We should do an Oregon meetup.
Whoa.
Oregon, Washington meetup. Portland.
Whoa.
Should we do a Portland, Oregon meetup?
Whoa.
That would be fun.
Whoa.
Okay. You can read that one.
This one was funny. It was a
conversation
we were having a couple Sunday or a couple Mondays back. And anyway, the husband and wife were having trouble getting on the same page. And so they responded back and says, my husband and I were on the same page when we weren't. My husband and I were on the same page when we got married. It was just on the stupid page.
It made me laugh. But then I'm like, how many of us have not learned about personal finance? So you have no other choice than to start out stupid when you get married.
Yeah. So how should I handle yearly medical insurance deductible? My husband and I have $2,000 per person before medical insurance pays. Should I put it on my monthly budget or take it out of my emergency fund? My husband has doctor's appointments every 3 months to deal with a chronic medical condition. My medical needs vary. My husband and I are in our 50s. I assume that means 50s.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be out of debt in 1 to 1.5 years.
That's awesome. the debt part.
So it
is really
sounds
cool.
like you have $2,000 per person per year, and you're both hitting that every year is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And so you're wanting to know how to save for that, I guess.
Sinking fund.
Sinking fund that baby.
I love that. I love the sinking fund term. So 2,000 and 2,000 is 4,000. You divide that by 12 months. And what is it?
About
I need a calculator.
$360 a month.
So $360 a month you guys would be setting aside for your medical insurance. Boom, boom. However, hopefully, what if they get hit with this deductible and they don't have enough?
Yeah, that's a...
You almost need to be $4,000 ahead. So that's a large amount of money, but somehow try and get $4,000. I don't know if you guys could do that, and then you're ahead of the game, and then you can just sock away your $360 a month, or whatever it comes out to be, to cover you from there. But you do need a starting point. But
maybe look into different health plans. I don't know if you're employed, maybe you have different options, or maybe it's not $2,000 a person, maybe it's $1,000 a person.
I'm sure they've lowered it, honey.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have the right plan for you. Could you call your insurance company and say, okay, we know that we have $4,000 a year. Can we make monthly payments to you? They might let you.
Yeah.
They might. I mean, with healthcare, with medical bills, they're pretty flexible when you pay, as long as you pay them something. So just work with them and see if they'll take your $360 a month, and then that would help your budget. Just get everything in writing if you do that.
The next question, I was wondering if y'all have ever called Dave Ramsey to do your debt-free screen. We have not.
We haven't. We thought about it. I even have a girlfriend that used to work for Dave Ramsey, and she's like, come on, I'll give you the tour. It would be great. It would be so much fun. But to us, we started talking about it, and we couldn't justify the cost of the trip while we were still...
No, I think it's just wondering if she says called Dave Ramsey.
Oh, call. No.
Because in our mind, I
want to go to Nashville.
We want to go, but in our mind, the house is still debt to us, so we're not truly debt free. I mean, a lot of people, they do their call after they get all their consumer debt and still have the house, and that's cool. I mean, that's awesome that people are doing that.
Absolutely.
But to us, in our mind, just as our thinking is we're not there yet. We're not debt free.
We want to have the mortgage paid off so bad, and it bothers us so much that we'll do it when we get our mortgage paid for. So that'll be fun. I am a new subscriber and love that you do this Q&A. Welcome. We're glad you're here.
We're doing it just for you.
That's right.
We saw that and thought, man, we should do a live Q&A here. Yeah.
We are doing it just for you. We've been working on our budget and are in baby step 2. If all goes well, it will take us less than a year to get out of debt except our house, and then maybe another year or more to fully fund our emergency fund. However, I'm trying to figure out how to work in sinking funds for cars. My husband and I both drive 12-year-old vehicles. So do we. With about 170,000 miles. So do we.
Actually, the car is 18 years old.
Oh, is it 18?
Yeah.
Whoa. They are great cars and we love them, but we worry we don't have very many years left before we need to replace one or both of them. Hopefully it wouldn't happen at the same time, but they are the same age and mileage, so it is a concern. Saving for a car or cars right away would slow down our snowball, but we want to be prepared so we can pay cash when the time comes. When would you work this into the budget? That's funny because I was just questioning him about our 150,000 miles.
I wouldn't put it in your... This is just me. Again, this is free advice. This is what I do. I would be done with baby step 2 before I put any money aside for cars. Just so you can get that out of the way quicker, because here's the thing, is if you start saving for cars, it's slowing down the debt snowball. Therefore, when the time comes, you're probably going to have less money, or you're still going to be in debt when you have to get a newer used car. I would rather have no debt and save, or no debt and to pay cash and know that I'm good to go.
I agree. It'll just be easier to sacrifice when you're in baby step 3 than it is in 2. That's good.
It sounds like you're going to be there kind of quick. It says, what, a year? Mm-hmm. Less than a year.
You guys can do this. Yeah. Just pray that Murphy does not knock on your door and some crazy catastrophe happens to your cars, and just knock on wood, we've been going through a lucky streak lately, so.
Hey dude, come on. You got Magic Mike over here for a mechanic.
You did not just say that.
Oh.
I have not seen that movie, you guys. That's terrible. Do you know what movie that? Oh God.
I don't.
He doesn't even know the joke.
Is there what?
Magic Mike is from a very wrong new show. He plays a stripper in this movie.
Yeah, I could see the issue with that comment.
I have not seen the movie.
Magic Josh, the mechanic.
I'm embarrassed for you.
All right. At the beginning of the year, we filed bankruptcy. Now we are wanting to start rebuilding our credit to eventually buy a house, but we don't know where to start. Any suggestions?
Work on getting your stuff together first. Like, I don't know if a house should even be on your radar right now, you guys.
Sounds like you got some stuff you need to get paid off, and
Some habits need to be changed so that you don't end up... That's the thing with bankruptcy, is we know a lot of people who have filed, and we know a lot of people who have filed again and again and again.
or we know people that have filed because they had large house payments, large car payments, and all this stuff, and they filed and they wiped all that stuff clean. And then 2 years later, they have another house again. They have big car payments, and they're scraping by, and they're just like, life is just never get ahead. Little Johnny can never get ahead. I think it's more of a.
The problem is because filing bankruptcy is not changing your spending habits.
That's what I'm saying. It's an attitude adjustment. You need to figure out why you had to file bankruptcy. You need to correct those habits, and then go forward from there.
And take FPU first, guys. That will outline and give you so much support.
But don't go get more credit cards thinking that's going to build up your credit. You don't need that right now.
Whoa, Nelly, no one said anything about credit cards.
No.
Just take FPU. We were going way over.
Way over.
Our timer keeps going off. Take FPU and get on the right track and get a plan to own a home first. Okay, that's our advice. Okay, so off topic. I get a short one. Where did you guys get your scribbles, and squiggles pin board behind? Did you make it? It's super cute. About there?
Yeah, we made that.
There. I did. I guess you did help. Yeah, we made that quite a few
I
years
did
ago.
most of it, but yeah, if I help, I call it help.
We made it together, guys.
It was a group effort.
And we loved every minute of it.
It was, I think you cut vinyl out, sticky vinyl on the...
Yeah.
On your whatchamacallit, right?
We painted the board white.
Painted the board white.
Our vinyl words, I printed on my Cricut. And then painted over the vinyl
with black,
and then peeled up the stickers.
And then these are just like, I don't know what clips. Walmart clips.
And we connected, we fastened. You guys, if you're DIY, you could so do it. But yep, we made it. Hey there, thanks for all of your great advice and ideas. Here is my issue. I'm trying to come up with a savings plan, but I'm planning to move back to the Northeast from Texas next summer after I finish grad school. I'm single, alone in Texas, and it's time to be closer to my family again. I'm also 33, so it's time to move to at least the state where I plan to stay. Where does a cross-country move come into the savings plan? Emergency first. If I try the debt snowball, I'll never have moving costs saved because I do have quite a bit of debt. Do I save and make the move and then start from scratch with the baby steps? Do I sell everything in Texas as the time gets closer and repurchase when I get to my final destination when I get a job? Thank you for all you do. You are so welcome.
I guess it depends. I mean, do you have a place lined up where you're going? Like you're just moving from point A to point B, or are you moving from point A to I'll find something when I get there, point B?
Yeah. Is it possible to get a job before you get there?
Yeah.
She wants to move next summer, so you've got some time to plan. She's in grad school right now.
Yeah.
Who knows? You can meet the man of your dreams in this last year of grad school, and then it would rechange all of your plans.
Well, part of that too, I think I agree with you, is this might be the time for you to purge your stuff. Like if you haven't purged your stuff in a while, there might be some stuff that you don't need to go. It might be time to have a good garage sale.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like couches and beds and stuff.
Always a good time to have a good garage sale.
Yeah.
But I would just keep. I don't know. I'm kind of an all or nothing person. I think I would just move. Do my best that I can with keeping my debt low for now and saving for that move and planning for that move. But I would go in a year and then reevaluate your baby steps because you're gonna need to do that. It's gonna be a fresh start, and then just hit them once you get there and get a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would do. In regards to an upside down car, okay, so this was a comment from last week that I just really liked. And so we were talking about what to do with an upside down car. Apparently, I was reading the comments, quite a few of you were in this situation. And this woman wrote, my husband and I went extreme. We let the car go. Once the repo took place, we saved about $3,000 from payments and extra cash. And once they sold it and sent me the balance that was due, which was $9,000, I said I will pay $3,000 cash today to settle the account, and they jumped on it like white on rice. We didn't care about credit and needed the $500 payment gone. It has been such a blessing. Not a conventional approach, but it worked well for us.
There you go. So they were $9,000 upside down. They settled up for $3,000.
There is an idea of how to get out of your upside down car without having to pay that the whole chunk that you were upside down.
But back to wagon up here. The only reason they settled is because she had the $3,000 cash when that bill came in.
Because they had saved it from getting rid of the car. And sometimes, you guys, it is just best to leave the keys in the car and say, come get it, because I can't afford it, instead of trying to keep your head above water.
But what I'm getting at is if they would have repossessed it, sent her a bill for $9,000, and she would have called them up and said, I don't have any money right now, but let's finagle it and I'll pay you $3,000 and let's settle it. They probably would have said no. I think the kicker there was she had cash in hand that she could pay that day, and that's why they jumped on it like white on rice.
Like, I love that. We got it. Like white on rice. And I had no idea you could do that. So there you go. There's a great tip for those of you who are upside down in your automobiles. Hello from England. Yay, across the pond. I know in a previous video that you said you had lost friends through living on a budget, but how did your family react? We are on baby step 3, and I am really struggling with family members' comments, which are calling me cheap, tight, etc. My other half does not really hear them as he works a lot. These comments have been happening for a while from a number of people. I have tried to explain that we are saving, trying to pay off mortgage and give our daughter the best start possible, but it's getting to me. Do you have any advice, please?
Earplugs. It's not going to go away. I mean, I don't think you do anything wrong. To be honest, I mean, you're not.
Look at this community of people that you have surrounded yourself with. This is why I love YouTube, and essentially why we started our channel, because we were looking at people around us and we're like, we're the only nerds that we know that are doing this. And we needed to reach out to other people who are going through the same thing. So, as 6 years down the road from us starting this plan, I would recommend not changing who you are to please your family.
Friends and family.
And your friends. Get new ones. Except it doesn't go so well with the family part.
Well, just from our personal, I think our family was a little on the fence when we started because they saw how extreme we were. But once they learned the lifestyle and knew that what we could do and what we couldn't do, it wasn't a big shock anymore. I
really think it was until we started getting a lot of subscribers, and then our family was like, oh, maybe you're onto something. Honestly.
But I mean, we said we can't do Christmas this year. We've said we can't do birthdays this year. We can't make this party. We can't make that party. We can't go on vacation there. We can't,
Totally. That's right. So stick to your guns, and they will start to respect you the more confident you are. Because when you guys have confidence, that just permeates everything, and people can see that. I don't mean permeate in a bad word, but it's kind of a scent that you give off.
The stinky crime.
Did you put deodorant on today? But I'm serious. Confidence is sexy, you guys. Budgets are hot and confidence is sexy. It is. There is nothing sexier than someone who is confident, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for the good reasons.
So I must be just dripping then, because I'm a pretty confident guy.
This was a serious question. Stick to your guns, right, guys? Give her a comment. Give some kind of support to this person.
Back her up
down below, because she needs some love. So happy your debt kicking videos are back. Success note: I finally cut up my credit card. I thought I could outsmart myself by hiding my card from myself. And use it for emergencies. This is me here describing, but I turned emergencies into Chipotle rides.
Nice! High fives on that one. That's an emergency.
Not okay. So to prevent that, I finally cut up my card. You know what the good thing is? Chipotle takes cash.
They do.
This is funny because we are Chipotle obsessed people too. So I get the emergency that is. Do not cut it up. They take cash.
They do. Hi, thank you for all the help your vids provide. You're welcome. I have a question. Okay. How do you get on top of a budget when you are paid weekly? It feels like we never have enough to pay all things that are due. So some things roll over to the next week. It'd have to. It feels like we should be saving up months worth of payments before we would be able to get a grip of things. Not saying skip payments, but does that make sense? I know what you're saying.
We just
So it's
had this
almost like you need to be a month
conversation
ahead.
When we had our budget meeting this morning.
Yeah. So I see what you're saying. You're saying you almost have to be a month ahead to get on top of your bills. And I had a job that paid weekly. It was the weirdest deal.
That's
and
hard.
I know where you're at.
Yeah.
And what we ended up doing is I ended up calling all of our utilities. I called everyone I could, and I tried to split the month up. I called the mortgage company, and they moved it from the 1st of the month to the 10th of the month. And then all the utilities and stuff, they moved it to the 25th of the month. That way, that allowed us, that first 2 weeks of the month, I was able to stockpile those 2 checks. So I had 2 weeks worth, and then I paid bills. Yeah. And then at the end of the month, I'd have 2 weeks worth, and then I paid the bills. Because it does, when you're only getting, say, $500-600 a week, and you got a $1,200 mortgage, you're like, how's this working? So,
I'd rather be paid once a month than once a week.
Yeah, well, no, I twice a month. But
I don't.
But I understand where you're at. What I would recommend is calling your utility companies, call everybody you possibly can, and see if you can't stretch and move your dates around. That way you have money saved up to pay everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's good, you guys. Those are all the questions that we have time for. I'm sorry, there's some extras that we didn't get to. If we didn't get to your question, copy and paste it into the bottom of this video, please. Because we want to answer them all. We just only have 30 minutes to do it. That's it.
That's it.
Thanks for the laugh, you guys. Being on a budget is what I love most about Kickin Mondays is you can enjoy the journey of this. It doesn't have to be, hitting in your face, hitting a brick wall every time. You can laugh about it and have fun and be lighthearted. That's the secret to
unless you're holding your credit card to make a Chipotle run, then I'm going to say no.
I wish I could meet you and hug you. You don't live in the Seattle area or Portland, Oregon area, do you? We could have a Chipotle day.
That is hilarious, though. I get that.
We love you guys. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If we made you smile or made you feel like you can do this in any way, we appreciate you giving back to us, too. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye.
Snug it up, man. I mean, you're just almost sitting on me.
I was hoping you'd put your arm around me. Why are you separating me?
Oh,
see, this is my mark.
Yeah.
You should take me out on a date.
You smell good.
Anyway, focus. So, how we handle our money is we save money every